Okay, so you had a question about not your texture not appearing when you dragged and dropped it onto your object. The chances are this is just something to do with the material settings. So I just want to go through that and then mention a couple of things on the unwrap I think could be improved and help you do the wrapping in general. So if I drag and drop this texture onto this random rectangle, you notice how we do actually get the image to appear. The main reason why you probably wouldn't is if I press M and select this object, you notice that we don't actually have the material inside of our material editor because we've just kind of made one in the background. What we can do is we can use the eye picker up here in the left, and if you hover over an object, you'll notice that it turns to an eyedropper symbol. If I select that, it's going to select whatever material is assigned to an object, and that way we can get access to it. And you can see we have our bitmap, it's linked to the diffuse, so this should really work. The only thing that's not ticked is this guy up here, show shaded, or sorry, it is ticked, is this guy up here, show shaded material and viewport. If I unclick that, you notice it's just going to be the color of whatever I set it to be, or grey in this sense. Yeah, it's just going to be the color of whatever the diffuse is set to be, sorry, there we go. However, we want the image to override it, which means we need to show our shaded material in viewport. So if we click that, we should get a good result. If you want to just create a new material quickly, just double check. You can still create a new material, just do a standard one, and then we can even drag our image into the material editor here and do it this way. And then if we assign this, again it goes grey because we haven't said please show your textures in viewport. Now that is just simply a optimization Max does to only show what you need to show. And sometimes, depending on what you've pressed, the defaults might be slightly different. So just double check that button up there. As far as the wrapping goes, you've done like 99% of it really well. The last bit is just to make sure that your island is secure all the way around. What do I mean by that? Well, if we open up the UV editor, don't want to hit snap, just want to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to select Control A, select all the faces, do a cylindrical mapping like you've done, just put it in the right direction. And then I'm just going to just do the top faces quickly because they're going to be totally stretched from that operation. Excellent. I'm just going to get rid of these for a second and just focus on this guy. Now what's happened here is, as you can see, is we have these, where these vertices are, we have these green lines, and green lines designate an area that has open edges. What this means, if I select this vertex here, it's actually not connected to this guy, as opposed to the white lines where they're connected. Which means that when we try to relax, no, wrong one, when we try to relax it, these guys aren't joined together and we get deformations that can cause overlapping and just seams inside of your work. So what we want to do is, and make sure, is when we do the cylindrical mapping that we just grab all these side verts and we right click and we click world selected. And you see these green lines turn white, and that'll basically weld any vertice that is joined in the polygon world and overlapping each other to each other. Another way of doing this, for example, if we relax this already, what we can do actually is we can right click and we can say target world. And if I grab a vertex, you'll notice it's the vertex is joined to on the other face will turn blue. All I have to do is hover over it and let go of the drag button, and that will connect. Same with this guy, and same with this guy. And I can just hit relax again, just to average out that shape at the end of it. That will reduce seams and just make the whole thing a little bit neater. Okay.